Hello and welcome everybody. This is a new day and we are going to do the last class for the topic the Patriot, and by then you will be ready with all the question answers, MCQs and everything. So if you haven't yet checked slothskill.com, do go and check it. You will find it very helpful for ICC, ISC, English Literature and English Language. Do utilize it. This is completely free. Okay, class 10 we are going to do MCQs and long answers today. Along with that, we are not going to do MCQs today. This is a mistake in the thumbnail. We are not going to do MCQs. All MCQs are already sorted, done in the last class and the classes day before. Today we are going to do the normal questions and the figures of speech which you find very difficult. We are going to revisit those things and it will be completely clear to you. So without any delay, let's start the part 4 of the Patriot, right? So first page. Again, as I told you, the last stanza is somewhat very difficult for you. So the last stanza only we are discussing in detail, so that even if a particular portion is given in your exam, you can solve them, right? So question number 6. How does the concept of divine justice play a role in the Patriot's thoughts in this part of the poem? Okay, how does the divine justice thing, that God will do you justice, how does that play a very significant role? What are we supposed to write? First, listen to the answer. The Patriot considers the idea that God will be the ultimate judge. Okay, that God will judge you, God will protect you, God will take care of you and take care of your actions and will determine your fate. Okay, so we are not going to use your. So the Patriot considers that considers this idea that God is going to be the ultimate judge and he is going to determine his fate, right? Indicating a shift in his perspective, that people are treating him improperly, people are torturing him, he is feeling sad. He shifts his mood. It shifts his mood to a resignation, where he believes that he will seek judgment from God. He is seeking judgment and retribution from God, from a higher power. Okay, that is what is divine justice. Even if it is asking about optimism at the end of the poem, same thing. Divine justice, same thing. Okay, how does the poem end? Same thing. Resignation, same answer again, right? Question number 7. How does the repetition of the word thus in the lines, thus I entered and thus I go, I am safer so, contribute to the poem's thematic exploration? Why is it being repeated? Thus I entered, thus I go. What is the significance of this? The word thus emphasizes the Patriot's acceptance and resignation, that once a person is born, he will die, and how he dies, that is not in his own hands, that is not in anybody's hands, that is just his fate. And so what you can do is you can just accept it and you can just prepare yourself with this idea that God will take care of you, and God, if you have done something good, God will serve you well. Okay, you don't have to think about how others are treating you, right? So it highlights the willingness to face the fate and trust the divine judgment. That's it. That's what you are writing. Question number 8. How does the theme of sacrifice, resignation and its consequences resonate in this part of the poem? This is as simple as that again. So kind of resignation, sacrifice, whenever you hear these words, what do you feel? This is talking about, this reflects again about the divine justice, that the idea that people have dropped down dead, that when you do something good or bad, sometimes you may not be judged the right way. Okay, so the imagery of this physical restraint, that my hands are tied, I cannot move, people are flinging stones at me, it reflects the consequences of the Patriot sacrifices, that I try to sacrifice. So this point, you see, the sacrifice point, you have to talk about what the Patriot did for his people, that he did everything he could do. He sacrificed his own self rather than sacrificing his fellow people. Okay, but people did not see the goodness in this person. So he has first, initially he feels very sad. He feels how he has been treated. He feels he should not have been so ambitious for his people, right? But later on, his resignation is visible, where he believes that he will surrender everything, his own life, in God's hands, and God will do justice, right? So that's all for question number 8. Right, now let's move to question number 9. Analyze the significance of the shift from external triumphs to internal reflections in the last stanza of the poem. external triumphs to internal reflection. See what he was waiting for. He was waiting for external triumph. He thought that when he will come back, he will be paid very well by, by his people. There will be a lot of good harvest. But that is not the triumph that he received. No triumph at all. Okay, people welcomed him with what? With stones. They were flinging stones at him. They were hurting him. They were not there to rejoice his arrival. They had tied his hands and they were taking him to the gallows. So there is no triumph at all. So externally he was extremely saddened by what the people were doing to him. But the internal reflection, what does he do? He waits for divine justice again. It underscores the patriot's evolving perspective, very important, evolving perspective on the significance of his actions and the ultimate measures of success. Okay, that this is what success and failure is in life. This can happen any moment and every moment, and we have to accept it and surrender ourselves to the divine justice. Okay, so question number 10, this is the last one. How does the patriot's acceptance of his fate contrast with the tone of the earlier stanzas? Okay, this is a similar question, just because the question is somewhat differently framed, don't think you will not be able to write it. What is it? This is a contrast. Initially he was sad. With the earlier, it was very, first what was the tone? It was a tone of grandeur and triumph. So everybody was very happy with his performance. They were this contrast question is very important, right? There are three shifts. One is the contrast where he is welcomed in a grand way by his people. Okay, they think they are their leader, true leader. They could sacrifice anything and everything for him. Second, what happens? Second, he is saddened to see that these people no longer love him. They want to hurt him, right? And the third one is his final resignation, where he moves into, transformed into a sense of humility and trust in what? In the higher power's judgment, that God will do him justice. So actually there are three shifts, not just two. There are three contrasting pictures. Okay, so this is question 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the other 5 questions. Now we will move into the figures of speech. We just have 2 pages and just a fresh idea you will get. So just see. Okay, question number 1, metaphor. What is metaphor? Again I will revisit, I will re-explain you what is a metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech which is a kind of comparison without using like or as. Okay, so you are comparing two things without like or as. So like lion-hearted man, so you are comparing the bravery of a lion to the bravery of a man. Okay, so metaphor, what do you find over here? With mortal mixed in my path like mad. So the comparison between mortal and madness is actually suggesting what? Is suggesting a festive scene where everything is in a chaos, everyone is running here and there, they are excited that their leader is coming. So this is actually shown in this first line. Okay, that mortal mixed in my path like mad. Why like mad? Because there is chaos. Whenever there is a festive mood, people are rejoicing. There is a scene like this. Okay. Second one, personification. The old walls rocked with the crowds and the cries. Old walls, how can they rock and rock with the crowd and the cries? They cannot move like this, the rocks. Actually the walls cannot move, but this is given human attributes, trying to point out that the people were there on top of the walls and they were shifting, they were waving like this, and that is why it seemed that the old walls were shaking. They were also excited when the patriot came in, right? Alliteration, as many examples possible you can give. Even this one, see, mortal, mixed, my, mad. Okay, so M word is repeated, consonants being repeated or consonant sounds being repeated. So as many words you can find. Even crowds and cries is another over here, as you can see. Symbolism, all of these words are symbols. See, roses, myrtle, all these are symbols, because I am very sorry for the sound background noise. So these symbols, the roses and the myrtle, okay, the roses and the myrtle, they talk about celebration, beauty, festivity, right? And Chambers Gate and scaffolds food, these represent places of execution symbolically. When people have gathered at the Shambles Gate, we get a symbolic idea that this man is going to be taken to the Shambles Gate, to the gallows for execution. Okay, next let's move to the next page. Irony, the contrast. Irony means you think that you will get a lot of good marks, you have prepared very well for the exam and then you fail. That is irony. You expect something, something else happens. So there is a dramatic irony. So we never feel that such, when somebody is accepted like a leader, he can be executed that way. So that is the irony throughout in the poem. Repetition on this very day, even that thus word it is repeated to, we repeat to highlight only. If I am saying read this topic, read this portion is very important. Repeating, why? Just to show that this is important, you must revisit this portion again and again. So to highlight a part. Okay. So on this very day it emphasizes the cyclical nature of time and underscores the anniversary of the events. Just 1 year, on this very day you see how fickle minded people are. It's the same day a year back they were rejoicing my arrival, and today they are ready to execute me. Okay. To highlight the contrast and to point out the fickle mindedness and what time can do to your life. Okay. Next, hyperbole, it's exaggeration. Okay, if I say that I will love you for 1,000 years, that is not possible. I will not survive for 1,000 years, right? So, and afterward, what else? When the people are asked to give their son is also a symbol, right, of the most important thing in your life. And over here, how is it a hyperbole? When you are asked that give me your son, that means you need to give your most important thing in your life. The person you love the most, the thing that you love the most, you have to give it to me. And then the patriot is saying the people were ready to say that okay, chalo son le lo, abhi batao aur kya chahiye, what else do you need? That means this is exaggeration, that we can do anything and everything for you. Okay, that is exaggerated. Oxymoron, from the slang word in the end, you can remember oxymoron, meaning just the opposite words sitting side by side, right? I am safer so. The situation is what? Juxtaposes with the concepts of safety. He is being killed, he is being taken to the gallows, but he is saying I am safer so. Opposite things sitting side by side, this becomes an oxymoron, because this is actually, it has an oxymoronic effect on the realization of the patriot, that he believes that he is being taken to the gallows, but he is accepting his fate because he thinks there is a greater justice available, God's divine justice, right? Rhetorical question, there is a question whose answer is there hidden in the question only. Paid by the world, what dost thou owe me? God might question now. Instead, it is God shall repay. There is a question over here. This is called a rhetorical question. Why is it used? Serves to provoke thought and emphasizes the patriot's shift in perspective. This shift that is coming to him from the 5th stanza to the 6th stanza, the question that we have done. To show the shift, that I am feeling so sad, but do I think that I have been paid very well? No. But should I expect payment from these people? I don't think so. I believe I should depend on, or I should surrender myself to the greater justice or the divine justice, or to God's judgment, right? So that question comes in the initial portion of the 1st stanza, okay, and initial portion of the 6th stanza, to show the change of his mind, that okay, let's just we say na ki isko क्षमा कर दो, माफ कर दो इसको, okay, let's just not think about what these stupid people are doing, let's just think about myself. Okay, I have to accept this, I had to die any day, I had to die, so I will accept this fate and I'll wait for divine justice. Okay, so that is all for today's class. Figures of speech and everything we have done. I believe this has cleared your concept very well. If you are interested, you can continue. If you think this has helped you, and if you are still with me, of course these videos are helping you, do not forget to share it with your friends so that I can come up with more such topics, class 9, 10, 11s and 12s. CBSE topics, I am very sorry those who have asked me, I do not have time actually, because I have to take the private classes also, then your YouTube classes, I have the website too, and there is a lot of work already. So of course if I get time later on, I will bring CBSE topics as well. But as of now, we are just continuing with ICSE, ISC, and question papers also only for ICSE and ISC. As of now, not for CBSE, right? Thank you so much. See you in my next class, and of course do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section what topic you need next, right?